Early in this chapter, I introduced you to the gallery and still pages and stills. And then throughout this chapter, we've been using stills to help us match shots together. And I think you can see the utility both in using stills as well as organizing still pages. Well, there's a very special type of still page that I've kind of glossed over to this point, pretty much ignored it, which is what's called the PowerGrade. And you can see how even the icon is different. What makes a PowerGrade special? After all, I could come in here into shot number 2 where we've done the shot matching, and I can just save the still to this still page. Now, how is this different than, say, saving off to this still page? Normal still pages exist only within this particular project. In other words, Chapter 11, Matching Shots. These stills will only ever appear when I have this project loaded. But this still saved off in a PowerGrade still page will appear in any project within this database. So if I take a look at my database, any one of these projects I now open up, if I come to PowerGrade page number 1, this still will appear. This is very, very powerful. Let me show you a really good use case. I'm going to delete the selected still. What I'm going to do is I'm going to version this out, because when I built this particular still, I did something here that's actually kind of useful. If I come into node number 5, I've done a qualification on skin tones. And that's the type of thing that I do all the time. Now, I could always hover over and, requalify people every time I needed to pull skin tones. Or wouldn't it be cool if I could just save off this one node and save it to my PowerGrade, and then whenever I needed to pull a skin tone, I just come over here and append it to the end of my current tree, and now that qualification always appears there, and then I come down here and do whatever little tweaks I need to do to customize it for the shot that I need to work on. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to version out, and I'm going to call this Skin Qualifier. And I'm going to now delete every single node except this particular node that qualified the skin tones. So I'll just come in through here and delete it. Now you can see why I versioned out, because I'm destroying my actual color grade. And because I've destroyed all the elements that went into that, I've kind of lost the underlying grade. In fact, the qualifier doesn't even work anymore, right? But that's okay, because the whole point is it's the settings I'm saving, not whether or not it works with this particular grade. So what I'm going to do now is save this off. I'm going to label this because it's absolutely critical that I label it. I will not remember what this does weeks from now. So I'll change this label. I'll call this Skin Qualification. Now I'll flip back to my hue sat, which is where we were. So I haven't lost that grade. Now I'm going to come into her. Now what if I want to qualify her skin tones? Well, I've got a couple things I could do. I could click and drag and drop this on here, and now boom, I've just pulled the skin qualification, Shift H. Brilliant, right? That's exactly what's supposed to happen. I'll undo that. I can also right click and append node graph, and it takes whatever this node tree is and just drops it to the end of this particular node tree, no matter what node is active. It puts it after the last node. And then over time, you start building up a library of these 1, 2, 3, 4 node little useful things that it is you do, and that are really handy, that you use all the time, and they're just snippets of color grades, not designed to do anything all by themselves, but when used in conjunction with an overall grade during the grading process can be really, really useful. And brand new in DaVinci Resolve 11 is the ability to create multiple PowerGrade albums to help me organize my PowerGrades. I'll just right click here in the gray area, add PowerGrade album. I'll double click. I'm going to rename this PowerGrade Technical Nodes, and then I'll rename this one Creative Looks. And now, whenever I have little technical things like pulling keys, adding shapes, I can put all of those in here. And then as I create different kinds of looks, I can drop those in here. And in the chapter on creating looks, we're going to see how we can use these PowerGrade albums to manage looks across projects as well.